Hello, friends. Welcome back to another episode of Movies and Melodies. In 1922, on June 6th, in British India, Gujarat, in a small town called Jalalpur Jata, a phenomenon was born. Very, very talented lyricist, poet, and writer, Rajendra Krishan Duggal. A lot of people won't even have heard of him, but when I talk about his songs, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. He was born into this, middle class family. He was a very bright child right from the beginning. But because he was in this very small village, there wasn't access to a very high quality of education. Despite this, however, because of his innate genius as well as his inclination towards all things literature, he was drawn to going to libraries or to different people, borrowing books and reading. Sumitra Nandan Pant, Suryakant Tripathi Nirala, Firak Gorakhpuri, these were all big influences on him. He started writing at the age of 8. As he grew a little bit older, he moved to Shimla, where his older brother, Madan Lal Duggal, was working. He graduated and got a job at the Municipal Electricity Board in Shimla. He continued to write and would attend a lot of mushairas and present his poetry there. His first movie that he actually wrote for was called Janta. He wrote the screenplay for this movie, maybe even a couple of songs, but he's not credited for that. The first song that I want to share with you today is a very, very, very popular song. The minute you hear it, you'll know. Sung by Lata Mangeshkar and Prem Lata. It was from the movie Badi Behan, which came out in 1949. Music for this movie was that very, very famous duo at the time, Pandits Husn Lal and Bhagat Ram. Kamar Jalalabadi also shared lyrical honors for the movie. This song is Chup Chup Khade Ho, Zarur Koi Baat Hai, Pehli Mulaqat Hai. Rajendra Krishan, as I mentioned earlier, presented a lot of his poetry at mushairas. So sometime, I think early to mid-40s, he was at an All India mushaira in Shimla, where he presented a particular ghazal. It was extremely well received. In fact, Jigar Moradabadi came a little bit late, so he missed this presentation. He was told so much about it and so much about this young poet that he insisted that Rajendra Saab come and present this this ghazal to him again. And once Rajendra Krishan ji saw how much Jigar Saab liked his poetry, Jigar Saab encouraged him a lot, by the way. He, actually basically gave him the impetus to give up his job at the electricity board and moved to Bombay to become a writer. His first true success as a writer, as a lyrical writer for the movies, was actually for a non-filmy song. This was the song that he wrote after Mahatma Gandhi was assassinated. It was about Mahatma Gandhi. Suno Suno E Duniya Walo Bapu Ki Ye Amar Kahani. Most of you would have heard of it. And it's a long song. It's about, I think, 12 minutes, give or take. Music was Husnlal Bhagatram and Rafi Saab sang it. This song became so immensely popular in the country that everybody sat up and took notice. And Rajendra Krishan's career at that point just soared. So he was very busy writing, movie dialogues, scripts. He wrote screenplays and, of course, lyrics. He was such a thoughtful writer that when he wrote dialogues, he made sure that he studied the actor beforehand so that whatever dialogue he gave to this person, the delivery would make it believable. He worked with people like Mahmood, with Om Prakash, and a variety of music directors, Sajjad Hussain, Hosnlal Bhagatram, Roshan's son, Rajesh Roshan, and C. Ramchandra, of course, and Madan Mohan, of course. For my second song, I'd like to share this absolutely gorgeous solo by Talat Mahmood. It's from a Dilip Kumar Madhubala movie called Sandil. It was based on Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre. And I think it was sort of a medium success at the box office, nothing to write home about. But the music was fantastic. Sajjad Hussain's music with Rajendra Krishan writing all the lyrics. There's another beautiful duet, Wo To Gaye Ae Dil, by Lata and Talat Saab. Beautiful song. But this one, it's exquisite. Ye hawa ye raat ye chandni.
ये हवा ये रात ये चांदनी तेरी एक अदा बेनिसार है ये हवा ये रात ये चांदनी तेरी एक अदा बेनिसार है मुझे क्यों न हो तेरी यार तेरी जुस्तजू में बहार है ये हवा ये रात ये चांदनी तुझे क्या खबर है ओ बेखबर तुझे क्या खबर है ओ बेखबर तेरी एक नजर में है क्या असर तुझे क्या खबर है ओ बेखबर तेरी एक नजर में है क्या असर जो गजब में आए तो कहर है जो हो मेहरबां तो करार है मुझे क्यों न हो तेरी आरज़ू तेरी जुस्तजू में बहार है ये हवा ये रात ये चांदनी.
Like I said, he did work with a lot of music directors, but he had his favorites too. C. Ramchandra and Madan Mohan being his top two. They were very, very good friends on the personal front. They spent a lot of time with each other and with each other's families as well. I like a lot of his compositions for C. Ramchandra. Anarkali and Albela were probably the most popular ones. And also Asha, which came out in 1957, Vaijayantimala, Kishore Kumar in the lead. He's written, all the songs in the movie are very good, but this particular one, he received a lot of criticism for it because people felt it was a frivolous song for a serious poet to be writing. Majrooh Saab has also faced this kind of ridiculous criticism, honestly. as a film lyricist, people are required to write according to whatever the situation is. You know, it's not a matter of, I'm a great poet, so I refuse to write this kind of nonsense. Anyway, the story goes like this. Rajendra Krishan had been given this brief. He was puzzling over what to write to fit this particular song situation. He was at home. He was very much a family man, and his daughter was there playing with her little friend, and they were going eeny, meeny, miny, mo. So as soon as he heard that, something triggered off in his head, and he said, this is a great start to this particular song that I need to write. And he wrote this song. Kishore Kumar, of course, took it to another level when he sang it. And it's actually a tandem song. Asha ji has also sung it. But this song just basically caught the imagination of everybody in the country. And you all know it. Ina mina dika, dai domenica.
Ina mina dika, dai domenica. Maga naga naga, chika pika rika. Ina mina rika dika de dai domenica. Maga naga chika pika rola rika. Ram pam poch, ram pam poch. दिल बेचूं है कोई लेने वाला ऐसे वैसे को नहीं देने वाला दिल बेचूं है कोई लेने वाला ऐसे वैसे को नहीं देने वाला सूरत या हंसी हो उम्र या जवा हो कोई भी उसे देखे तो बस ये गुमा हो यही है यही तो है वो Ina mina dika, dai domenica, maga naga naga, chika pika rika. Ina mina rika dika de dai domenica, maga naga, chika pika rola rika. Ram pam poch, ram pam.
Like I said, on the personal front, he didn't have many friends. He just had a few, but very close friends. And especially from the movie industry, he didn't, the industry itself was such that it didn't foster kind of good, deep friendships, or rather many of them. Madan Mohan, of course, was his closest friend. They spent a lot of time with each other, and their collaboration brought some absolutely fabulous gems. They collaborated, I think, for 21, 22 movies. Pooja ke Phool, Dekh Kabira Roya, Bhai Bhai, Adalat, Jailer, so many movies. In fact, according to Rajendra Krishan ji's son Rajesh, Rajendra Krishan ji's favorite among all the film lyrics that he's written, and he wrote many, was actually a Madan Mohan collaboration from Adalat, Jana Tha Humse Dur Bahane Banaye. For me, I mean, it's a beautiful song, but my personal favorite is from Jailer, a Sohrab Modi movie. It's a Lataji solo. I think I shared this song for the Lataji episode, I can't remember, but it is an absolute gem of a song, sung so perfectly by Lataji. The music is perfect, the lyrics are perfect, the singing is perfect. It's an absolutely perfect combination of everything. हम प्यार में जलने वालों को चैन कहाँ, आराम कहाँ.
हम प्यार में जलने वालों को चैन कहाँ, हाय आराम कहाँ. हम प्यार में जलने वालों को चैन कहाँ, हाय आराम कहाँ. हम प्यार में जलने वालों
Rajinder ji was very much a family man. He was very close to his children. He had an excellent relationship with his wife. His son says that he was a very witty and funny man. He liked to make people laugh. He was also deeply philosophical. His wife was extremely knowledgeable about Hindu philosophy and was his consultant on this subject when he had to write, some kind of a philosophical song for a movie or a bhajan. Rajinder ji has written some fabulous bhajans in the industry. He was also an expert at writing screenplays, dialogues, and song lyrics for movies that were made in the South in Tamil or Telugu or Kannada, and transferring that whole situation, story, fitting into the Hindi movie industry atmosphere made sense when he wrote it. So he was very popular for these kind of multiple language conversion kind of movies. The next song I'd like to share is from the film Gopi. Dilip Kumar, Saira Banu. It was released in 1970. Not a great hit at the box office, probably average. But this bhajan, it's sung by Dilip Kumar in the movie. Kalyanji Anandji's music, it's exquisite, and Rafi Saab has sung it very, very movingly. Sukh mein sab saathi, dukh mein na koi.
सुख के सब साथी दुख में न कोई सुख के सब साथी दुख में न कोई मेरे राम तेरा नाम एक साचा दूजा ना कोई सुख के सब साथी दुख में न कोई जीवन आनी जानी छाया जीवन आनी जानी छाया झूठी माया झूठी काया फिर काहे को सारी उमरिया फिर काहे को सारी उमरिया पाप की गठड़ी ढोई सुख के सब साथी दुख में न कोई
Rajendra Krishan wrote all the way to the end of his life. He was a prolific writer, of course, but so very talented. His range was phenomenal, especially when it came to lyrical writing, from ghazals and nazms all the way to some ridiculous lyrics, from very passionate love songs to very sad songs of heartbreak. Amazingly talented man. His dialogues as well. If you go back and look at movies where he's written dialogues, it's incredible how beautifully he wrote them, tailored them for each character who was going to speak in the movie. His screenplays as well. Brilliant. So for future episodes, I'd like to share some of those things, Padosan, he's written the screenplay, lyrics, and the dialogues. Brilliant. As well as songs from, the more modern era of movies like Banarsi Babu, Blackmail, and all of these kind of movies. Very, very beautiful lyrical writing there too. Anyway, that's all going to be for the future. But for now, that's it. I'll be back in 2 weeks. Until then, remember, music is food for the soul. Keep listening.